So welcome back to the 10-6 diaries. So on the 38th episode, so just sort of like recap the races that we did before. So I opened my season obviously at the British Unis, ran 11:18 and 23:89, so not gonna lie, some poor performances to open up, but at the end of the day it's just an opener. It's just like kind of a baseline for the season to work off and improve upon. You know, some people will open up really well, they'll seem to kind of peak and then they'll never really get back to that peak. Some people open up quite slow and then they just progressively get better throughout the season, so I'd rather kind of be in the boat where I open up kind of slower and then just get better and better and better. So that seems to have been the case so far. I don't want to kind of spoil the times for anyone that doesn't know what I've ran yet. I think some people maybe will know what I've ran yet, because obviously you can kind of like look my name up on like Power of 10, or you can like look it up on like the World Athletics, but I kind of won't spoil it for anyone that doesn't know that stuff. But yeah, season's been going, I'd say, quite good so far. I still feel like there's, you know, more in the tank, definitely. I'm in the week of my 5th race, so this week will be my 5th race as I'm kind of recording this. So it is the Wednesday today, so I'm hoping to upload this today on the Wednesday, and then I'll try and catch back up with the kind of like backlog of episodes. I think I've got like 2 more episodes in the tank to kind of catch up, so try and upload the next one maybe like Sunday this week, but I'll just kind of see how things go. I have been quite busy recently with just a lot of things, like sorting things out for sort of August time when I've got something big planned then. But yeah, back to the video anyway. That's kind of the, I guess, like the preface. So I started off on the Monday with my training, so obviously I'd ran the 1 and the 2 on like back-to-back days, and then Monday I did my like lifts. So the lifts were mainly focused on just like, you know, being healthy. Like I've struggled a lot with just like little tightnesses here and there, so with the lifting we thought it was best to just do it the day after sprints and just focus on getting my body like healthy, getting my knees good, getting just like my little tightnesses here and there, you know, in check. And I feel like for the most part, like the weight room stuff that we have done has like worked, so we're trying to now transition, I think, into more sort of specific stuff now that I'm kind of like a little deeper into the season. But early season I just wanted to really focus on health. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like ideal honestly, but that's just kind of the situation that I was like personally in, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend copying the training I did. I think it's always hard because training is obviously individualized based off someone's sort of individual needs. I think I have mentioned this in the past in previous videos, but I would never fully copy my training or like someone else's training that you see, because it's always just based off the individual's needs. So as I say, the training is based off my individual needs for health, which is why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing in the weight room at the moment. So thought I would just mention that. So yeah, just focusing on health. So my next session was then on the Thursday, so I did take a few days to just try and get back into things. I was feeling a little bit tight like the days after, just kind of, I think it was more like central nervous system fatigue. Like I felt like the mind felt a little bit cloudy. I didn't feel like I was kind of like all there, so just took my time to get back into things, because you don't want to do it too soon after a meet, but you don't want to leave it like too long. And I felt Thursday was sort of the perfect day to just get back into things. So yeah, Thursday's session was like block starts over 30 meters and some 120s as well, so trying to kind of get that longer sprint volume that I didn't really manage to get in the weeks prior to this. And yeah, the first 120 felt all right. I did feel like I really died like halfway through it. I just didn't feel like I had the fitness to really, you know, give it a strong finish. And as well, my groin kind of like played up, like the tightness kind of came back, like that on and off tightness that I'd been struggling with, so I had to kind of just take it easy. I then wanted to still try and get the volume in my training, so I did run another rep over 120, but I kind of just dialed the intensity down to like 90% for the whole way, and groin didn't seem to kind of, you know, hurt too much when doing that, so I was able to just get that in. I then also did these like jumps after, just because I kind of felt like doing some jumps. It was like a nice day, I think it was like 19 degrees or something, so I was like, why not do some jumps in the garden? So that is what I ended up doing, and jumps were good fun. Like, it's always just like fun to do like jumping in training. It's something I want to really get back to. I didn't really do it much in 2023 because I always just seemed to struggle with like knee pain for the whole year, and I wasn't really able to work on it. But now we're doing like the slow strength stuff. That obviously helps out quite a lot with knee pain, so able to do these jumps now without too much worry, and my knees now feel sort of the best that they have in like technically since 2021 December. That's when they started to get sore, so they're feeling the best they have since like November 2022. So yeah, in good health, sort of feeling, you know, body wise at the moment I'm feeling really good and healthy after doing this sort of training for the last, you know, however many weeks. And yeah, definitely ready to, you know, run some fast times as I've mentioned earlier in the video. So yeah, that was the session on the Thursday. Then moved on to this session on Friday where I did this slow strength. So this was actually like after work. I did these slow strength stuff. I did the Nordics. Just see, I tried to kind of like actually do like a full Nordic rep, but I feel like the guy that was like holding my legs down, I think he didn't do like a good enough job of holding them down. Like I think it's tough when you kind of just like, you know, get a random person from the gym to hold your legs down for Nordics, because it's like I feel like they probably won't understand the assignment. So I'll try and look for guys that are like really kind of big and like burly, because then it's like, you know, that they're gonna have probably a lot of weight to kind of push down on your legs. But yeah, I feel like if someone doesn't understand the assignment, then it's sometimes a bit hard. But I think I still can do a full Nordic. I've not really tried. I don't feel like I don't feel like it's necessary to do it in season. I feel like there's more chance of injury if you try and do a full Nordic, because you're really putting the muscle under a lot of load. But yeah, I think it's probably not a good idea to try and do it in season. I was a little bit scared to just try and do it, but I did want to see if I was still just like that. Although I think I am. I'll maybe try and do it like once I'm kind of finished with the season, just to show you guys, just to prove it. I do have videos of me doing it in the past as well, but I've not really done Nordics much recently, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that was that session. Then on the Saturday, it was just sort of like a general day. Like the general days at the moment are pretty much just days off with sort of like, it's like a bodyweight grass like walking circuit. There's like McGill Big 3, you know, isometrics to warm up, and that's pretty much it. Like it's just a very, very easy day. So then back round to sprints on the Sunday, did some 20-meter flies, and the 20-meter fly time was like 2 flat for the final rep, so I just did 3 reps in total. And yeah, I was feeling really good after that. Like I think the latter half of the sprint was 0.99, which would make that the fastest velocity I've achieved in training this year so far. So as I say, as I've mentioned in the past, I usually just do better on meet days with sprints with like max velocity. Everything just kind of feels a little bit better on meet days just because of the adrenaline, the sort of like hype going into the meet. So, you know, I usually don't run incredible times in training, but to be running that fast this early is definitely a good sign. Right, so it's the night before the meet. I am still at home, travelling down on the day, so I'm going to travel down 10 PM, get to Birmingham at 2, then my race is at 5, so it gives me sort of like 3 hours to get to the track, kind of like get ready. So I'll probably just like head straight to the track and maybe like walk down a bit so the Uber's a bit cheaper, not getting it like straight from the station. But yeah, so that's the plan. Then yeah, go do the race. So it's just 1 times 100 meters. The race actually seems like relatively evenly matched. Like everyone seems to be sort of like similar-ish times. So yeah, it should be a good run. Did sort of like a little shakeout today, not feeling amazing, but you know, I'll just kind of see what I can muster up on the day. The plan is also to possibly do like a 120 afterwards. So I'll do like 100 and then I might do like a 120 on the curve, but there's like 400 and 800 meter races on the go, so it's like I'll need to kind of try and do it between probably one of the 400 races, so I'll give myself like 18 minutes rest after the 100, and then we'll go and do 120. That's kind of the idea I've had, but I'll just see how I feel afterwards. Like I might not feel great, so if that's the case, then I'll just kind of cut the session, cut it after the one, but just see how I'm feeling. But yeah, that's kind of the thoughts the night before, so yeah, I'll see how things go.
Away they go. 3 lanes in the middle are missing. Joe Foster on his knee side. Inside him is Cameron Colville. 11.12 finishing time there. Away they go. 3 lanes in the middle are missing. Joe Foster on his knee side. Inside him is Cameron Colville. 11.12. Move to the women's 800 metres, and I think we may have
Yeah, so I'm currently waiting for the train, so I thought I'd do a little recap of the meet. So went down to Birmingham to run 1 times 100 metres, managed an 11.09, so that's a new season's best, 900ths up on my season opener, which was like dreadful after kind of like jet lag and everything. Didn't really feel as fresh. Like my current movement jump yesterday, it was like, I think it was like 697 ms flight time, which is like, for like hands on hip, that's probably like one of the lowest I've had this year, like sort of like up there with like the lowest I've jumped for my current movement, so it means that I'm not in as good shape as I could be in. But it still ran really well regardless. Like I won the race. I think I led it from like the first few steps to the end really. I kind of like tied up a little bit towards the end. I felt like I wasn't as locked in as I could have been for the race, but honestly actually I'm quite happy with the race. It's my second fastest ever, first race of the day PR. I quite like to count that because I usually run better as I do more races. Like that's typically how I kind of like operate when I sprint. But yeah, really happy with things. I actually think this is maybe the first time I've really felt the adrenaline's like helped me out. Didn't even have like caffeine before the race as well, so it's like, technically speaking, it's a first race of the day PR without caffeine, because last time I did have caffeine before the race, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, very happy with how things panned out as well. I was running like, I ran like a 20 metre fly in 10 metres in like so ran a 2 flat 20 metre fly on Sunday, so that's kind of like up there with like the fastest 20 metre flies I've ran this year. So like doing that this close to kind of competing is like a very good sign for the faster races to come. So there's like a train coming, so you're probably not going to be able to hear me for like a good little bit, but yeah, happy with how things are progressing. I'm looking forward to competing in, I think it's like 10 or 11 days time. Not this Sunday coming, but next Sunday. So going down to the Stretford track in London. So it's like a Mondo track. There'll be a nice tailwind hopefully. I'm looking to drop some quick times then. So the goal is to try and get sub 11 in May. I've never ran that fast in May, so if I can do that this year, then I'd be very happy with that. But I'm just going to play it by ear. Just happy with how today's went, and just got to kind of build off that momentum. So I'm going to like check splits. A few other things. Definitely felt like I was tying up quite bad towards the end of the race, but yeah, I think the season's looking good so far, so just need to stay healthy and keep consistent.